Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made to help more agents become top producers in their desired market. We also want to help brokers and team leaders develop more top producers on their teams and in their organizations as well. And so we are powered on a local level by the Tampa Bay Real Producers franchise, which is where we feature the top 500 producing agents in this local market. Right now, we're in our beautiful studio here on the corner of West Shore and Kennedy here in downtown Tampa. And one of our guests today is Valerie Jarnberg, who has just recently been featured in the Tampa Bay Real Producers magazine. She was actually on the cover not that long ago, just a couple of 2 months ago, I guess it was now. Valerie is with eXp Realty. And so we're going to dig into your story now, and then for people who might not have had checked it out yet in the magazine. So we'll start there, Valerie. Let's a little bit with your background. Did you grow up in Tampa? If you didn't, how'd you get here? And how did you get interested in real estate?
So it's a long story, but I'll make it short. Okay, I was a teacher aide in Minnesota for a year.
Okay,
and I went to college at night, and I met my now husband of 40 years. He moved to Paris with me. We lived in Paris, where I'm originally from. I'm French originally.
Very exotic out there. Okay.
So he moved to Paris with me, and we had a good time. And then we said, okay, for his work, it was much better in a U.S. city with a big airport, with big companies like we have here.
Sure.
And we wanted to be next to the water and enjoy Florida. And we moved here 35 years ago by putting the finger on the map.
Nice.
Back then,
so you knew no one here.
We knew no one, no GPS, no idea where we were. And that was interesting. We came with 2 suitcases. I left him and he found a job. And then I went back to work in France, where I was a flight attendant for Air France.
Okay.
And after a few years, we had kids and started to, say, oh, that's
Were your
where...
kids born here?
Yes. Well,
okay.
kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. One in France and one here.
Okay.
But we...
How long did you live in France again?
I was 20 when I came to the U.S. for a year, and then back and forth nonstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Minnesota, though?
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
I just went for 1 year as a teacher aide,
I got it.
French teacher aide in a school.
So you grew up in France?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And then went back and forth nonstop, from here to Paris, and then decided after the kids were born, okay, time to settle down here and find a job and do something here. I already was really well known around the French people, and I had the school connection. So I decided real estate was a really good fit, and also to take care of my kids because they were still young. So that was really important to me.
You have 2?
I have 2, yeah.
Okay. How old are they now?
Well, 28 and 30. And my 30 years old Alex is also a realtor, Alex Jarnberg.
We've met Alex.
Yeah.
We love Alex.
Yeah.
He's been to a few of our events now.
He's a photographer. He does all the drone, the marketing, and it's been awesome working with him. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
He's part of this team now, right? The Jarnberg team with eXp?
He decided, after college, he goes like, oh, you're doing well. You're very busy and looks like fun. So let's
very
come
cool.
over. Yeah.
Now, were you involved at all with real estate in Paris, in France, or
not
no?
at all?
Okay.
No, not at all. No.
Was it even on your radar? Did you have an interest in it?
Nothing at all. No. I was traveling was really my thing.
For the airline, right? Air France.
Yeah. I flew on the Concorde as well for years, and it was fun when I was single or no kids.
Sure.
But after that, it's
it can
really
get old when you're trying to
complicated.
raise little ones, right?
Yeah,
and
complicated.
having that travel
for sure.
schedule. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you came here to Tampa, just randomly picked it off the map, thought near the water, let's give it a shot.
Yep.
Did you get involved in real estate right away?
Not really. What was funny is the first office I went to find a rental was the Century 21, where I started working and stayed there for 17 years.
Okay, wow.
And there was a nice lady. She showed us a rental. We found something on the beach and stayed there for a couple of years. And then we decided to buy something inland where we had room for a pool and a nice yard.
Sure. Sure.
And that still didn't trigger much. You know, it was fun. It was great. I could see houses. You know, I could see the potential in homes. I told my husband, you know, you need to have imagination for this home.
Yeah.
But it really
different
was
than living in. Were you living in Paris, in the city?
I was living in Paris for 10 years, and
Okay.
then before that, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. So
Okay.
yeah.
So that was like a suburb outside of Paris, I guess?
I
or-
lived in Paris. No, I lived in Paris
Okay.
for 10 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that obviously has that city life component, right? City life feel
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
Tampa.
yeah.
Obviously, we have downtown Tampa, but really most of Tampa is not that city life,
Oh
right?
no,
It's different.
No, the first museum we went to after being here was a small museum downtown Tampa, and
Yeah.
we were like, "Where is the second floor? Is there another room?" It was like,
That's funny.
"Oh, that's why it's okay. It's fast. Okay, yeah. Now it's
Did it
much
take some
better."
getting used to, or
You know,
did you
no-
fall in love with it right away?
It was no. We fell in love right away.
Mm-hmm.
The nature, the animals, the views. I mean,
Yeah.
everything was gorgeous. We loved it, and we had a chance to move somewhere for work after that, and we said, no way, we're staying here. It's just amazing. We love it. I still love
Now,
it.
what does your husband do now?
He's a purchasing contractor, manager, and yeah.
Cool.
And so.
And
yeah.
what year again did you get licensed?
So I got licensed in 2007, pretty much. I started really late in 2006, and I sold probably 2 homes the regular way, and then
That
everything.
first year, or Okay.
My first 2 homes were normal, and then the market crashed.
yeah, that's
And
tough
so,
time. 7, 8, yeah.
So I became really good at short sales, and I was lucky enough to team up with a super great title company, and they really helped me. And even those sellers back then on short sales ended up buying with me in the future, you know, because they really, they really needed help.
Yeah.
So
No, that
it was
makes
great.
sense.
Yeah.
So you now have been an agent for not quite 20 years, right? But we're getting
Yep,
there, right?
yep.
Almost 20 years
Yep,
licensed.
yep.
What's the experience been like in terms of, have you seen just kind of consistent growth over that time?
Yeah.
Has it been more of an up and down roller coaster, reality?
It was every year was better by a lot.
Okay.
Growing, you really have to look back. I think every 6 months, is my marketing right? At least every 6 months. Am I investing in the right tool? Am I doing the right thing? Is it should I tweak something?
Sure.
Should I move something? And it really, and be surrounded by a good team, or people that are thriving as well, and learning from them. And so
You were with Century 21, it sounds like, most of those earlier years?
17 years.
17
yeah.
years, and then you pivoted to EXP
Yeah.
just recently.
And I did really good all the time.
Yeah.
And then of course, COVID was amazing and crazy. And
Yeah, you were mentioning, I think you did over 16 million in 1 year. That was 2021-ish.
COVID was
Over 35 transactions that year.
Yeah.
Last year for over 14 million, over 30 transactions. So all solid numbers to qualify as a top producer, right, in this particular market. What went into your thought process in terms of changing to EXP, and what's that experience been like for you?
So I was working from home all the time, so I didn't need an office. I thought that was kind of obsolete, and really the technology with EXP is amazing. So I really was missing that help, and that EXP is just great with technology and the connection. And also now, which I didn't know before, the connection with international is really huge for me, because I'm from France and I travel a lot, and I also am part of a lot of different like FIAPC or different organization, and I do a lot of international conference in order to meet those realtors from everywhere.
That's cool.
And it's
so you've done real estate in Paris, France, and other European areas?
It's connection. So what I've really received from that is the connection with the U.S. brokers,
Okay.
more than connection with somebody from France sending me a buyer.
Sure.
But now we do have a lot of people going to Europe, and that's now that I'm really connecting with those brokers in Europe in order to connect them with people that are asking, hey, where do I go in Portugal, and things like that. So
Is the mechanics of doing a deal in Europe, and I don't know how many you've done, if any, out there yet, but is it very different than the way it works here in the States?
it is very different. So you really have to team up with somebody that knows the business. So that's why with FIAPC and EXP, for instance, those people are trained to know, how to do a referral and what it is. because otherwise they have no clue. And so the system is very different. In Spain, you don't need to have a license. In some countries, you don't need to have a license. So you really need to connect with the people that are top. For instance, in Costa Rica, one of my first year, I sent a referral to Costa Rica, and she was the one selling everything in Costa Rica, pretty much, and so that was really easy, and I knew that they would be taken care of. Same with Europe. I'm really trying to find the people that know their, because 10 years ago, when I first went to Cannes, to talk to realtors, they had no clue how we were working. It was so different. No website. Everything is secret. You don't share prices, address, nothing. So for them to work with me was impossible.
Yeah.
So now it's different with the right team.
So is that part of the reason why it was appealing to you to hook up with EXP, because of to have more of like an international component that was a benefit, or it had nothing to do with it?
It has nothing to do with. I didn't even know that they were expanding that fast and that much. They're opening countries every year, like 3 countries this year and more to come. So I didn't really think about that back then, because I had FIAPSI with me and I could refer all over the world if I needed.
Okay.
So the hardest part is to be, to have people coming here from those referrals, because we are smaller, a smaller area than Miami. So of course, it's making sure people discover Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Valerie, have been some of the biggest keys to you getting the consistent growth that you've had over the years? Is there any aspect of, you mentioned marketing and stuff before, is there a specific strategy or approach that you feel like has really worked well for you to help you gain traction and build the business?
The key is following up. I mean, in Florida and in general, if most people don't call back.
Yeah.
I just had a referral last week, and it's under contract. The realtor from Orlando called 35 agents. Nobody called her back.
That's wild.
In 2 days, she was like,
wonder why there's so many agents out there who struggle.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And it wasn't fake. It was real. I went that same day to see the clients, signed the contract, listed it 5 days later in the contract. And it's shocking. It's really shocking. So that's one thing, really need get up, answer the phone. And I don't believe in, some coach.
Actually call people back.
And call people
what a
back.
concept.
It's the same with electrician, with everybody else, with all the tools, the people working around us. It's the same,
right?
Because if you try to call your plumber and he doesn't answer or text you back, like, well, I'm going with somebody else.
I get it.
Yeah,
no, it makes all the sense in the world.
Same with sellers and past clients. I mean, it's really important to follow up and be there when they call, text, and answer. They're stressed. They need you all the time, and you need to be quick at answering, and that's how.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds so basic, right?
Yeah.
It's just have some basic customer service
Totally.
skills, but it's so funny how it's almost completely lacking in the majority
it's crazy.
Of real estate agents that are out there, whether that's just lack of care, lack of training, lack of program systems, whatever it might be.
Basics.
There's an element, but it's so funny how it's not just a one-time thing. Like there's a consistency part of this, right?
Totally.
And so it's kind of a decision that I think if you really want to be a top producer, you have to make that is going to be a certain way that you allow yourself to conduct business. And if you're kind of, wishy-washy about that decision, it probably makes more sense to not even really be an agent, right?
Yeah.
Unless, the reality is there's people who have licenses who just want to do 1 or 2 deals a year, and they're totally fine with that, and that it is what it is. But if the goal is to be a top producer like yourself, like the people on our show on a regular basis, there are certain decisions that need to be made to help them stay consistent.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the importance of follow-up, is it something that, in your experience anyway, has just been organic and natural for you manually to follow up, or do you use like technology at all or leverage certain systems to help you manage follow-up?
So I believe in following up myself. So I'm not doing the automatic text or things like that. I think it's really being honest and true, and the person that's going to talk back and say, hey, I have an answer right now. I can talk to you. And if I don't, I look for it. But I don't believe in automatization at all. Yeah.
So when you think about the types of clients that you serve, have there been any like rhyme or reason to the types of clients that you generally find yourself working with? Are they all Is it like geographic specific at all? Is it the type of demographics that they usually bring to the table? What types of clients do you normally work with?
So I've been here for 35 years now. Everybody knows me in the French community. I'm also the president of the French community here.
Cool.
And so I attend, a lot of events. I help a lot of people. And so really,
Is there a big French community here?
Yeah, it's the second biggest after Miami.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah. And you have, Belgian people, Swiss, or other people that speak French as well.
Yeah.
And so we are a very nice group, and people try to help each other. We have a Facebook group where we are, trying to have people gather and meet and go to parties, and of course we go have a drink. And
French people do that?
Yeah. And so I sell a lot to my friends, and they stay friends most of the time.
Sure.
And so I sell a lot to the French community, but also I'm known now, just by being on, and everywhere, people coming in the area for a new job. They're looking to be, a baker here in Florida. They're asking about, where do you find a place to live, and other,
Cool.
People moving in. Yeah.
Makes sense too, because Canada is very predominantly French spoken.
Canadians, it's different because Canadians are coming here for vacation. So they don't, it's a little bit different. Yeah. They don't stay all the time, most of them. So they stay for 3 months or 6 months max.
I thought Canada would have a big influence on the French community.
No, not as much. And no, not as much at all. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a different group
there's
of
a
people.
particular organization that you said you run. Is
Yeah,
that true?
UFE Tampa Bay.
UFE.
So
okay.
it's on Facebook, UFE Tampa Bay. So
Okay.
whoever wants to be, it's free to, to come to any parties.
What
And
does that stand for?
Union of the French étrangers, like outside of France.
I like it.
Yeah,
Union of the
yeah,
French
it's a
étranger.
étranger. Yeah,
Étranger. Of course. It would be nothing else.
yeah.
We're big believers in, and we actually have this framework we teach called the 4 principles of top producers. And one of the first principle is clarifying your unique selling proposition, your USP. And so you really are describing what your USP is. What percentage, out of curiosity, do you think your business has evolved from your French community and from how you serve the French community? Is that a pretty big chunk of your business?
Yeah, it's a big chunk. It's evolved and it's changing every year. This last couple of years, it's probably at least 50%. But it's also all those people are my friends. And they are my referral partners,
Sure.
So it's not just because because they're French. It's also because
you
they
absolutely
know
live the
me.
community,
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
That's what we talk about is
Yeah.
the importance of finding
Yeah.
your community
Yeah.
that you truly care about.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Not just because it's good business.
Exactly.
But because the business is a byproduct
Yeah.
of you truly wanting to serve that community.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're describing,
Yeah.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, is like your business 100% organic, meaning referral based, and just off of who you've built? Do you have intentional like marketing campaigns that are also part of your plan, or how's that shook out?
So this year is probably 90% of referral past clients.
Okay.
And before I was with Zillow, I'm still with Zillow to market my listings better.
Okay.
But buyers are not around the corner right now, so it's mostly past clients. So
Okay.
I have about 4 or 5 new listings coming up from my past clients, and
Okay.
they're waiting for me to say, hey, when it's a good time to list and get ready, and what to do to get ready to list. And
I gotcha.
So, yeah.
Cool. So other than obviously your manual connections through your community and the things that you've done to maintain those relationships, is there anything else you feel like has helped you have that loyalty with these past clients, where somebody like the ones you just mentioned, the 3 or 4, how long ago was it that you worked with them for the first time? Do you remember?
So some people have called me after 10 years, and they were not my friends, they were just a client that I closed, and I follow up with
So
different
that's
ways.
a great example.
Yeah.
So over those 10 years, even if they weren't quote unquote great friends necessarily,
Yeah.
what are some things that you've done to stay in front of them over those 10 years?
So I do send, magazines. I send calendars every Christmas or New Year's, and I follow up by text as well once in a while. Not enough, not
But
enough.
at least you are doing
yeah.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Most agents aren't, honestly. If you look at the
I
stats.
probably should do better, but yeah.
It's interesting because I've seen this and I've studied it for our Top Producers Nation platform. But a lot of times when you ask a buyer or a seller, hey, would you work with this agent again? The response is usually yes. Like over 50% of the time, according to the stats, the answer is, yeah, I think I would work with this agent again. Good experience, right?
Yeah.
But then if you actually look at over time, whether they actually work with the agent again, it's usually much less than 10%
Yep, you can't
that
find them.
actually do. Right. And it's not because they were lying when they first said yes. It's because that agent has done a horrible job staying in front, keeping the contact there, even if it's just fairly casually warm.
Yeah.
And that's the importance, I think, of having some systems to help. And it could just be as simple as sending a calendar once a year, having some sort of newsletter that you send out once a year or every month or however often. Occasionally sending some text, making sure the birthdays are remembered, whatever it might be. But, and that is what you mentioned earlier, the importance of follow-up and having that as a systematic thing. And it is hard for some people to remember those things manually,
there are so many
but that's
ways
where leverage
now.
could help.
There's so many ways now to do it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to set up a system, cheap systems to follow up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
What do you appreciate most since you've had different backgrounds, teaching, working there with Air France for years? What do you appreciate most about being a realtor?
I like the fact that it's never the same. Every contract, every transaction is different, and you learn every time. I really like the fact that you learn and grow, and then you meet people that are amazing or not, and so it's really very interesting, very challenging.
Different business
And
from that
even after
standpoint.
20 years, this year has been the weirdest one ever. Every transaction or
What do you think's made this year so weird?
Let's not get into that. I just hope it's
that a whole
soon
other
back
podcast?
to normal.
Just like slower, you mean? Or
Slower, but also the fact that people are saying, "Hey, I'm not dropping my." Sellers are saying, "I'm not dropping the price. I'm renting it," which we didn't have that before. Buyers are wanting to have a fair price, and then sellers don't listen, and your contracts are falling off because within a week or so, because we can't even get the basics done in the house. So it's a lot of different things, but it's very weird this year for sure.
It's interesting. I would think, and you could tell me if this has been your experience or not, but a couple of years ago when there was that huge rush of the really low interest rates, right? The 2%, 2.5%, 3%, a lot of people made the decision to try to lock those in at that time. And I would have to imagine that probably is playing a role today, and people being a little bit hesitant to want to sell, knowing that if I sell my home at a 2.5% interest rate, I'm going to have to buy somewhere else. I'm not going to get that interest rate anymore. Is there a hesitation there, do you think? Is that playing a role?
Not the people I know, but for sure, in general. Florida, everybody moves a lot. You have kids, you grow older, you move in with your kids or so on, so that's the great part of being in Florida is that's just not, one type of buyer or seller. So that, that helps, and you still have investors and you still have a lot of different type of people. So, I think it's the lower interest rate will help, and it seems to be getting lower now.
Makes sense.
That would definitely help for sure.
Do you geographically focus in any particular area? Is it just all of Tampa Bay, outside of Tampa Bay?
So old Tampa Bay, and I go up to Spring Hill or Sarasota. It all depends on my referred clients. If they have a brother that needs to buy in Spring Hill, I'll go to Spring Hill. I know enough the areas, and I know enough how to see homes and price them and what's needed to help those clients for the best.
Where are you based out of?
Seminole.
You live in Seminole?
Next to Indian Rocks.
Okay, there you go. So you know that area well, I would take it. Very cool. And what do you think, you mentioned already what you appreciate most about being a realtor. What do you think is the biggest challenge? If you had to pinpoint something, is there anything that resonates with you? Your time, I guess, is the biggest challenge, because it's great in a way. You can
work from the beach. I can work from France. It's awesome. But at the same time, you're working weekends, you're working evenings, you have something going on all the time. So that's making sure you turn off your phone, which I do, unless I'm dealing with a contract, that needs to be taken care of. I turn off my phone.
Always being on call, right?
I turn off my phone about 7 p.m.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, it sounds like, have you always been an independent agent? I mean, have you ever had a team or not really?
No, I have always been by myself.
Okay.
And even before, I was very independent. I was doing my thing.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
And now you have your son. Is that, quote unquote, your team? Is it you and him?
Yeah. And it really helps because I travel a lot. And so it really helps to have somebody here taking care of business, which is another problem from realtors saying, hey, I'm gone, and then nobody's doing anything and you can't see their listings. So, yeah, it's nice to have somebody physically here. We always try, unless we travel for a convention together.
And is he just doing like buyers or list? Is he doing both?
He does on the listing part. He does all the drone, the videos, the marketing,
video stuff.
And so that's And then on the buyer side, he takes care of buyers. If sure,
gotcha,
100%. Yeah.
I'm curious with your relationship with the French community and the organization you mentioned. Is that something that encompasses more than just the Tampa Bay area? Is that the whole state or even beyond that?
It's Tampa Bay, but also we have some people in Miami that I know, and but it's mostly Tampa Bay. Not a lot more than that.
And is there a direct connection from that organization to France and network there?
No,
not really.
No, it's just me. It's really we can do whatever we want as independent contractor. It's great. So
yes.
I do like the international side, so I want to market this a little bit
my
more.
daughter would want me to ask you this question because she's a Disney fan. The Beauty and the Beast movie with Belle, is that pretty typical of what you would expect in France? Does that remind you of a real French village? Is there a connection there at all?
I can't remember. It's been so long.
I know your kids are a little older than mine. Yes. I have a daughter who's a big Belle fan, so I figure I have to ask
my dog was named Belle way back, so yeah.
Your what?
My dog was named Belle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she was really...
After the Disney princess?
No, she was just a pretty dog.
I got you. Just a pretty dog, yes. That makes sense, too. All right, let's pivot a little bit to some personal questions. We've already touched on a little bit with your family, your son now involved in the business with you. What do you guys love to do for fun when you're not working so hard in real estate?
Well, traveling is a big part of it. We love to explore. We love to go different places. And I have already...
France or other places?
Oh, everywhere. Yeah. I go to France because my mom is there. My family, my sisters, they're still there. So I go to France every year, at least twice a year.
Makes sense.
But we have plans for New Zealand, for, Argentina, and so on. So,
beautiful.
We want to travel.
Do you have a favorite place to go when you're not other than France?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. It's France.
France. Oui.
Depends who you talk to, I guess. Do you speak French at home?
Yes, and my husband speaks French as well, even though he's American. My kids, they had to hear me because I speak, all the time. So, so they know French, and in fact, it's really my son. I didn't know he spoke French that well until we had some French Canadian and people like that, talking French to him, and he's doing really, really well. And he really enjoys speaking French as well. So that was
Is the
fun.
French-Canadian way of speaking French very different?
Very different.
It is,
very
right?
different. Yeah. Some people...
But you can still understand it or not really?
Not always.
Why don't they just talk right? I mean, come on. This is getting out of control.
It depends where they're from and their background as well. So,
Well, I guess that's the case with America as well, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Certain areas, you can't know what the heck they're saying
totally.
half the time. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess. All right, so a couple rapid fire questions for you, Valerie. Do you have a favorite book or author, seminar that you feel like you've ever attended? Or I know you just said off camera that you just went to the EXP Con. I'm sure that was awesome for you. But did things stand out to you that you feel like has made an impact personally or professionally?
So conferences are really a good way to meet people, to learn. When you first start, it's super important. Now I'm a little bit more picky with my conferences because of time and money, and it's a travel, and so I like the smaller conferences that are more one. You can meet people one-on-one. This last one was 4,500 people. That's a lot. I was able to meet the people I wanted to meet.
Yeah.
So that was good, but that's a big one. Yeah. So it's really a
Was
good
that
way to do
just
it.
EXP people?
Just EXP,
Okay.
yeah, EXP International as well. So I have a picture with somebody from Australia, New Zealand, and
cool.
so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
How was it formatted? Was it like more of just like a main speaker and then most of the people in one general session, or is it a lot of different breakouts and stuff?
All of
little bit
it.
of both?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as reading, I read mostly for pleasure and relax and I work enough. So I like Ken Follett and all the historical, historical.
You like history?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
There you go. I'm a history fan myself.
Yeah, I'm
for
going
sure.
to Prague, Austria, and Budapest in May.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
I've actually been to Prague.
Yeah.
It was years ago now. It was like 2006, I think it was.
Okay.
It was. Have you ever been there before?
No,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Gorgeous
about
city.
It. I heard.
It was really neat because it was, I guess, one of the only major cities that wasn't destroyed during the war.
Exactly.
And so a lot of the architecture
Yeah.
is still from like the 1100s and 1200s. And
Yeah.
so it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool experience.
Yeah.
I was there for a little over a week back then. That was during my knife selling days, They used to take our sales incentive trips to all these cool places all over the
Really?
world. And Prague was
Wow.
one of the ones that we took like a couple hundred people there actually.
Wow.
So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And Lauren, my wife, who we weren't married yet, but she went with me on that trip. So it was a cool experience for sure. I
Nice.
think that's what made her fall in love with me. She had all these cool trips that she got to go to as well. So that helps.
Same with my husband.
Well before the 6 kids and all that stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So yes, totally.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a favorite TV show or movie?
No.
Nothing come to mind. Huh?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I'm open to a lot of things. So.
Favorite French cuisine?
There is so much.
Uh-huh.
I love desserts. I love cheese. And it's really, so specific to France.
Yes.
You can't find that anywhere. I travel a lot. You can't find that anywhere
I'm sure.
else.
Have you been to Epcot, Disney?
Long time ago.
Have you been to the France there?
I cook, so,
I'm curious if you, like someone who's from there, if you actually
can't
ate at one of
remember.
those restaurants, if it
I
was
can't
even close.
remember.
Can you name the 5 mother sauces?
Putting you on the spot now.
Bechamel.
I didn't know there was
I don't know. Citron.
He's Googling stuff over there. He's Googling something over there, I can tell.
There's so many kind of food in France, so it's really, really,
Yeah, well,
really
it's
good.
known for its cuisine,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I
I've never
cook- I
been.
cook every day.
I love to go.
Yeah.
As you can tell, our family
Yeah.
has been a Disney freak family for a little while, and my daughters want to go to Disney Paris. Not a fan, huh?
Nah.
Okay.
No, you have
Yeah,
to
I'll
go
just tell
when the
them,
weather
forget
is
about it.
nice.
Don't even worry
No,
about it.
you have
Valerie
to-
says it's not worth it.
But back then, I tried it back then when it opened, and it was September. It was raining, and they had no cover. So it's great if
Gotcha.
you're in California or here,
Yeah.
but not with that weather. I don't know if they did anything after that to
Yeah.
cover, the walks, the big walks, and you're wet, and it's like, oh,
Oh,
great.
I'm sure that would be a little bit of a downer for
And
sure.
if you go during the summer, it's too crowded.
Like Disney, you mean, or just
Disney.
Paris in general?
Disney.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
in the summer, in fact, Paris is nice because everybody's in vacation.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone. So
Yeah.
July and August, if it's not too hot, it's a
One
good
of these
time.
days we'll get out there to check
Yeah.
it out. I'm actually German and English,
Okay.
but my wife is Polish and Italian, so we don't necessarily have any French roots in our family. But
That's okay.
I would love to go
Yeah.
check out the city for sure. It's one of those things I feel like you always have.
Oh,
to,
and-
you got to see Paris at least once, right?
And south of France, Brittany, there's so many places that are really
Yeah,
amazing.
French
yeah.
Riviera.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah.
Absolutely. Is that like a favorite summer spot, hitting out the beaches down there?
You don't want to go in the summer when you're coming from beaches like we have
Right.
because it's too crowded.
Gotcha.
So you want to go off season, spring and fall is really the best, not as crowded.
There you go.
And it's really
Good
pretty.
travel tips. That's how we roll
Yeah.
around
Oh,
here.
let me know. I can I can guide you.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Get some cognac.
Yeah.
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 There you go. See, now Rob's got all
Yeah,
kinds of good
he's-
ideas.
yeah.
He's flowing them out there. Have you ever been there? No, me neither. It's on the list.
Oh.
It's on the list.
Yeah,
One of these
text me
days.
and I'll help
You go every year, you said, right?
Yeah, twice a year.
Do you usually go during the spring and fall?
I go. I sometimes go for in March because we have the MIPIM is the big real estate convention there, and the FIAPC also meets during the MIPIM. So
Okay.
I go in March, and then once another time, sometime whenever I can.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Is there a big like real estate brokerage that is based out of France? Is there like a one that kind of dominates that area?
Century 21 is still very big. That's
They
why
are.
I started with them because back then, to me, that was real estate. That was it. So they're still very good and very active. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. But now we have EXP, so I'm connecting with EXP people over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And have you been happy with that move
Oh, love
Yeah?
it. I wish I'd moved before.
Good.
So yeah, love it.
What do you
yeah.
think's been the biggest reason for that?
Yeah, the culture, the fact that you own stocks. There is, there's a plan. It's really
Can build like a
technology,
longer term wealth kind of
technology, everything. Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, definitely.
concept. Yeah, I know. Do you know Go Beth K?
That sound rings a bell.
So she's spoken at a panel before
Okay. Yeah,
at our
rings a bell.
event,
Maybe
and
that's
she's
why.
what is she from? Rob, remember? Is it Romania? I want to say Romania, but she's from Europe.
Okay.
And she's EXP as well, but she's got a massive following. I want to say she's got over 1,000 agents in her like organization and her network. She lived in Michigan, but she now lives down here in Tampa.
Okay.
And so I just was curious if you had connected. I think she was there too at the EXP Con that we did. So we'll have to have her on the show. I just realized that we haven't had her on the podcast yet, but she's neat.
Cool.
All right, so we're gonna have to wrap up.
Okay.
Because it went quick, didn't it? It's time just
Yeah.
flies as you're talking about your story and your business. A couple quick
Awesome.
things here. If someone wanted to reach out to you, pick your brain a little bit about maybe the French community or how you serve them or how that's been a part of how you've gotten traction in your business, what's the best way for someone to reach you?
Well, you can call me WhatsApp 727-793-8111. WhatsApp
Perfect.
is a big, international way
It
to
is.
reach people. And email my first name dot last name at Gmail and website valeriejarnberg.com. So
Cool. We'll
easy
throw
to
that
reach.
stuff in the description
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
The way we always try to put a bow on the episode is what we call the legacy question. So I challenge you to think about when that time comes and you're sitting on the rocking chair many years from now and you're thinking about what you'd want to be most remembered for, what you think would be most important to you in terms of your legacy. What are some thoughts that come to mind?
Helpful, fun. We do have lots of fun, and I try to help my friends and be there for them.
French people are fun too, huh?
Yeah, not all of them, but yeah. And I have other friends too. It's a tough question, but really, we'll see. But it's so far no regrets. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I applaud you having a great story. It's neat
thank
to.
you.
You're I think the first person we've had on here who has a French background and
Okay.
lived there. So always like being able to dive into somebody's experiences from that perspective. And obviously you've had some great success on the real estate side, so it's great to see. Keep that up. And
Merci.
I'm assuming you're excited about the future
Yeah.
of where that's going. We'll put a bow on the episode the way we always do, which is to challenge the audience to take action. What is one thing that you can do based on our conversation today with Valerie that would propel you forward personally or professionally? There was a lot of our conversation today that focused on Valerie's roots and her French community, right? And not only her background, but what she actively is involved with locally here in Tampa Bay with her group and her Facebook group and how that has influenced her business because of that network. And we are big believers that as a producer, if you want to be a top producer, you have to first clarify your unique selling proposition. What is that community for you, right? What audience can you serve the best, better than anybody else? And that's really declaring that audience for you so that you can craft your entire message around serving that audience. And it really is truly serving an audience that you're passionate about. So maybe that's an action step that you have to think about. Are you just the everyday realtor that's really no different than anybody else? Or are you able to serve a great community like Valerie does in a way that I'm sure no other agent can serve Valerie's community the way she does, right? So that's how you want to position yourself when you think about what it takes to be a top producer in your desired market. But take action. Maybe it's just simply reading the book that Valerie threw out there as a recommendation, attending one of the conferences, of course, that she might have mentioned as well. But I want to really emphasize the importance of connecting and identifying what that community is going to be for you. You can, of course, follow us at topproducersnation.com. Subscribe. Click the little button below to subscribe for this podcast, which you can find on YouTube or Apple, Spotify, any of the podcast platforms. Just search Top Producers Nation and you'll see the podcast. But if you don't subscribe, you won't be notified every time we drop a new episode, which is weekly. So you can see our interviews with people like Valerie and other top producers and connect with who you need to connect with so that you can become, maybe you'll be on this show soon as well. And we look forward to that. I would encourage you to go to topproducersnation.com, learn more about our online community so you can see the different platforms we have in place to help you become a top producer. There's all kinds of coaching, support, there's software, even there's tools and resources to help you grow your business. If you're a broker or a team leader and you'd love to have a conversation around how we can help you support your team and help your team be more productive, we also welcome you to search us at Top Producers Nation. We can book a discovery call with you and figure out how we can come alongside your efforts to help you with your organization. So we will see you on the next episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. We'll see you later.